Hello, my name is Matthias Kavodik, the welcome guys to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about the Excalibur tie-ins into the Inferno crossover, illustrated by Chris Claremont, and we have real fantastic art by Alan Davis. It's a real treat, and I have to say, these two issues, 6 and 7, the story itself, it's not really important. It doesn't add to the crossover, but the art, it's just a lot of fun. Alan Davis really lets loose. He gets super creative. All the artists that were tied to the crossover had a real ball illustrating New York City filled up with demons and inanimate objects that came alive and started trying to kill people. The best stuff, at least for me, was what happens in New Mutants. The art just went crazy there. Also, Todd McFarlane with SpiderMan also we got to see some interesting stuff. And Alan Davis, again, just had a lot of fun with this. So Rachel Summers has a vision with her brother, Nathan, who seems to be in peril, in danger. She's the Goblin Queen. She sees Jean Grey. She sees Nastir, I think the other demon, trying to capture him. And goes off flying to New York City, blasts a hole through the Excalibur's headquarters. The rest of the team just wakes up and thinks, what the hell happened? We have to go see what happened with Rachel. We have to go find her. And the whole Excalibur series, it was very soap opera-y. Nightcrawler was so in love with Megan. Megan was in love with Captain Britain. You also had Saturnine that was in love with Captain Britain. Very heavily on that, and transdimensional shenanigans, parallel dimensions, and all that. So those were the two big angles on the series. So Rachel arrives to New York City. She gets blasted by Goblin Queen, by the insanity and by the demons within the city. There's a lot of humor in this series. Chris Claremont, for some reason, there's a lot of funny situations. It's very noticeable compared to other series that Chris Claremont would work on. But one really interesting thing is Megan's powers. She's sort of like an empath, and she's always trying to please people, and she changes her appearance depending on the situation. So they actually have to stop on this boat that's in the middle of the ocean. Since the team doesn't have any transport, they were flying across the ocean. Captain Britain and Megan were taking Nightcrawler and Kitty Pryde across the ocean. They had to stop on a ship so they can go to the bathroom. And obviously all the sailors were starting to hit on Megan because she really wanted to please them and becomes super hot, and this really makes Captain Britain mad. So when the team finally arrives, again, Megan's empathic powers get sort of caught up with the whole situation, and she becomes the Goblin Princess. She looks a lot like that character from Night Stalkers, the succubus vampire lady that fights later on. She would pop up in the Marvel vs. Capcom series. Don't tell me she looks just like that vampire succubus character. I'm not sure if she was a vampire or a succubus. So put it in the comments below. So the team, all hell breaks loose. Megan becomes a demon. Rachel Summers is in this weird catatonic state. Nightcrawler gets overwhelmed by demons. And Captain Britain starts to have to fight against the whole city. The whole situation with Kitty Pryde, that they sort of simulate that she's in a slasher movie, and Captain Britain is he's actually all the slasher bad guys all at once. There's a ton of 80s reference to 80s pop culture. But again, the thing is, the art, it's all over the place. This demon falls in love with Rachel Summers and wants to marry her. And Chris Claremont's weird obsession with bondage it also pops up in this story. You get sadomasochist Captain Britain later on in this story. But again, the story itself, it's not as interesting as all the crazy shenanigans that take place on each panel. The art, it's just all over the place. That's the most interesting and fun part of this particular story. Later on, Kitty Pryde remembers she has the soul sword within her. It's really weird. The soul sword was with magic at this moment, but she's wielding it at this time too. So obviously everything gets better. Inferno gets resolved because the X-Men and New Mutants do what they had to do.